Thug Motivation dropped 20 years ago. Yeah, you're that old. If you're realizing that 20 years ago, where were you, right? 2005. So first of all, what I'm talking about here is Jeezy dropped Jeezy went on a tour last year for this anniversary of the project, and that tour was with an orchestra. Just like I went to that Nas concert when they were in town at Wolf Trap, and that was an orchestra. He did it for Illmatic, and so Jeezy doing one of these runs with the Color of Noise Orchestra, and they recorded that, you know, those performances off that tour, and they put it together in this album and this joint just dropped. When did this thing drop? This thing dropped, I don't know, I think maybe like a month ago. Not even a month. It might have been a few weeks to a month ago. And it just, the nostalgia just like brought me all the way back to 2005. And I'm thinking how like, I remember the original joint coming out, and I'm in Gainesville, Florida. I had the Mitsubishi Eclipse convertible manual, right? Beat up a little thing, and but this, you know, still dropped the top on them, you know what I mean, and right out. And I had 210s in that little car. Yep, I had 210s in that joint, just bam me down the block. And a project like this falls into my lap, and I'm from Florida, man. At that time, you know, it was all about your shit knocking, right? And this joint was knocking. That's where I first met this. this little white girl, who ended up being my friend, and we've been friends for 20 years now. One of my best friends, actually, and just like, she liked rap, and she was going hard with it too. So, you know, that was a bonding moment for us there. But like, at the same time, in and of itself, this project was seminal work. It deserves, it's a classic. Obviously, it was an instant classic. And one of my criteria is, do they do a release, right? Do they do a release of your project? You know, 20 years later, will they do a release? If you can judge it from back then, like, yeah, Thug Motivation was gonna get that. It was one of those ones. And here it is, to the point where he's got a live orchestra. He's going on a tour off of an album from 20 years ago. That's what we call freaking classics. That's what we call freaking classics. So you love to see it. Freaking DJ Drama, special guest. I don't know if he made an appearance on one of the performances, but like, I think he's on one of these tracks there also. Man, that Trapper died.
Nigga, we been doing this since 95.
With the orchestra, I had that joint on, bro. You got to turn that bit up to like 100,000. Turn that bit up to 100,000. Fuck the cops. They gonna call them on you. But it's worth it, because that is some transcendent stuff. For Trapper Die and Noise, Color of Noise, to the arrangement that they put together for that joint, man, they did it justice. It deserves. That project is, you know, TM 101 is such a great seminal body of work that it deserves the treatment. And I've always said, like, these are street poets. This will be our classical music in 150 years, in 300 years. The way we're still freaking studying Bach and Beethoven and all these old powderhead wig wearing motherfuckers. Why can't rap be that? So, shout out to Jeezy. Shout out to his growth, and he's a whole different person. He's in a tuxedo and on this thing, and just evolving and showing that that rap can age gracefully.